Okay, so um, overcoming obstacles. Yeah, I think my learning disabilities were difficult to overcome. Another thing that I went to Switzerland for 20 years, and there they speak German in the region that I was in. So learning German was difficult, and I mean even before that, as a kid, I tried to learn Spanish. I tried to learn French in college, and just nothing was staying. And I my uh, strangely enough with German, with Swiss German, where I was living, because I was in Switzerland, so it's a slightly different German. And so that was also difficult because it was a language. The locals around me were speaking one language, but I had to learn a different one at school because supposedly their language was not teachable. But eventually I did find some Swiss German classes, which helped me a lot. And then I really started doing well in the German. So even that I overcame. So some of the things that I was once not and then became that probably also caused some issues for me was, I was born a Christian, but I gave up my Christianity and a belief in God eventually too. And because of that, so I don't have the Christian connection. And I'm also a non Zionist, so I don't have the Zionist connection. And then I'm also, being in the art world, if you're when I was going to art school, most everybody was gay or lesbian, and so I was straight. So that was also sort of not really helping me in New York City. And then I was a woman. So back in the '80s, it was still very heavy dominated by men and especially gay men. And so, getting ahead in the world was not really easy for a straight woman. And so that was a little disappointing for me. And I didn't realize it until about 10 years after I left New York. I realized what the real problem was. So it actually had nothing to do with me. It just had to do with how the society was and how the art world was, and also various art difficulties too. So during my art time in New York, right after I graduated, we were the last class to go through without using computers. So we didn't have, what is it, Bill Gates paste ups and mechanicals, so PowerPoint and all that, Word that wasn't there. So this was all stuff that was coming. And every time that they introduced new software, it would put more artists out of work. So, it was a real struggle to keep up with the art world in that environment. And, I think it was in '91 when they decided to let cameras into the courtrooms. And so that also flooded the market with a lot of artists. So, it was a difficult time exactly when I was becoming an artist, a professional artist, and trying to make my my mark. Plus, I mean, I didn't know what mark I wanted to make, so that was probably the biggest problem. So I had to grow some, and that's what I did. I did some growing, and then I found my voice in art, and I'm doing that now. So, sometimes you don't have it all at the beginning. Sometimes you have to go through things, and then you get your voice and you get what your main issue is that you want to work on. And then I know this is going to sound silly, but I think it's a real point, and I'm short. So, that is a strike against a lot of people. And I mean, I'm a woman, so it kind of goes. A lot of women are short, but and if I was a short man, it probably would affect my career too. But being short in the whole world is difficult. It is not an asset usually. There are some of us who can overcome this, but it is difficult. And I know it sounds kind of silly, but it's actually not silly at all. So eventually, with my math and art skills, whatever, I mean, more with math, I got into banking in New York, and I passed my Series 7 in 63, which I knew I would. I didn't pass the first time, though. I missed the first time by one question, but then the next time I got an 80%, so I was happy with that. But, you know, life is, you never know where it's going to take you. And we sort of go a little bit and then change in this direction or that direction. And yeah, listen to your instincts about you and what you want to do. And these are, yeah, just going forward, you know. So what I'm proud of is I quit smoking. I passed that Series 7 and 63. And I did start that Alateen program. I got our family into family therapy. I left Catholicism, which I'm really happy. It's not easy to leave your religion. And I overcame my learning disabilities so far, even to learn a foreign language. I can read and write it. I mean, I'm not great, but I can do it, and I can speak it. So then I got back in high school, 1 year on the logic part, I think it was ninth grade, I got 100% on the final exam, a perfect score on the final exam of that year of math, which is, I think, quite impressive. Then, you know, at the age of 9, I was raped, and I had to get over it all by myself. I couldn't tell anybody because, you know, I wasn't a virgin anymore, and I didn't even know what happened because I was only 9 and nobody ever talked to me about that. But I did manage to get over it. And I was able to move forward. Then at the age of 18, as you know, like I said before, I left home. And I was able to stay away from home, which was my main goal. And I didn't need to go back to my parents' home, which made me happy because it was an abusive household, and I just didn't want to live that way. I knew there was something better. Then, when I was 26, 27, I had been, you know, between 18 and 26, 27, I was trying to figure out what God was the best God for me. And I tried all sorts of different religions, including, you know, Buddhism and Confucianism, and I tried even paganism, and I tried Scientology, and so, you know, I went through quite a bit. And then I finally, at 26, 27, I looked at myself one day and I said, why do I need a God? I don't need a God. God needs me. I don't need a God. And so then from that day forward, I became an atheist. And so I haven't been a vocal atheist until more recently, but I was an atheist. And that's also something, you know. So I left God, and I'm proud of it. Then, you know, I am doing well with all the electronics and everything. I'm learning about vehicles and changing all sorts of things there, fixing them up, and just learning about life and fixing up houses too. I'm starting to do that. So currently, so coming back to the U.S., you know, I've tried over the last 5 years since I've been back, testing out different foods in different restaurants and different store-bought products, and you know, homemade is just best. I don't know what these people are putting into our food, but it's lots of chemicals and it upsets my system. So I just stay away now. I just do everything from as simple a product as possible and make it all from scratch my way, you know, with healthy ingredients. Then the other thing is that I don't have a TV and I don't have a big computer. I have a laptop. And I had 2 dogs. Sadly, they both died back in 23. And so my heart is broken still, and I don't know if I'll ever get another dog. I don't know if I'm ready for that. Um, yeah, maybe something like a horse or some other animal. Right now I have frogs and deers and and mice. So I got these animals at the moment. And I got a cricket right now living in my house, which he likes to make noise late at night, and it's quite loud. But yeah, anyways. Um, yeah, so this is me. So, I don't smoke. I don't do drugs really. I mean, I test at this stage, I test them to see what I need to know. And so I can tell you, the public, to be careful. And yeah, so I do usually enjoy a little bit of playing Sudoku and cooking, doing gardening, and just watching the animals, smelling the roses. I do watch things on YouTube and Facebook and these other things, but I don't really sit and watch TV or even go to movies. I think Hollywood is producing a lot of crap right now, and the music industry too. So I think we need to start thinking about producing some healthy things rather than the toxic stuff that we're watching. So yeah, so I don't even waste my time with that stuff because, it's toxic. It's not necessary. I don't need to pollute my mind with these things. So these are the things that I'm proud of. And yeah, I'm living life. I'm happy, and I don't know. Life is good. Life is good. And I like to share my thoughts and ideas online. So I'm an influencer, an artist influencer. Oh, I thought that was my cricket getting ready to make some noise, but maybe not. Okay, so that is it. If you have any other questions for me, I would like to hear them, and I'll see if I can answer you as best I can. So, anyway, that's what I'm doing. That's who I am. And I have overcome a lot and grown a lot in my life. And I just wish that all for all of us. So I hope I am somewhat inspiring. Okay, this is part 3. Thank you for stopping by. If you want to find out more about me and my lawsuit and my campaign and all that, I'm on X, I'm on Facebook, I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on YouTube. I got tons of videos on YouTube. My artist name is Maude in Art, and you can find out more about all my stuff at my website, which is susan4usa.com. That's Susan, the number 4, USA.com. Okay, thank you very much, and I wish you a good day wherever you are. Bye for now.